Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Pro Wrestling Talk brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming here on the U to the Tube. I'm your host, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. So, for this video, I'm going to recap NXT Deadline that happened this past Saturday, December 10th. So, like I said, it wasn't a lot of matches. It was only 5 matches, but they made use of the time to really extend these matches, especially the 2 Iron Survivor Challenge matches. But anyway, we're gonna go over these matches. Overall, it was decent. It was decent, I would say. But let's get started. NXT Deadline. So, they started off with the first of 2 Iron Survivor Challenges with the Women's Iron Survivor Challenge. So, once again, the 5 ladies for this match were Roxanne Perez, Cora Jade, Zoe Stark, Kiana James, and Indy Hartwell. So, the first 2 ladies that started us off ended up being Roxanne Perez and Zoe Stark. And then the order to which the ladies came out were Kiana James came out 3rd, then Cora Jade came out 4th, and then lastly was Indy Hartwell. So that was the order of the appearances. And you know what? Overall, I felt like the ladies did well. I think that you definitely saw a lot going on throughout this match with each of the ladies. And if I remember correctly, Zoe Stark was actually the first one to score in this match. She got the first pinfall, hitting her finisher on Roxanne. Roxanne took quite a number of pinfalls, at least 2 or so in this match. But when it was all said and done, even amidst all the chaos, everything that happened, each of the ladies showcased really well. The final score came down to Roxanne Perez winning this match. She had 2, Zoe had 1, Cora had 1, and Indy had 1. I believe Kiana James is the only one that did not score a fall. I believe she was the only one that did not score a fall. So, but yeah, Roxanne Perez ended up winning the Women's Iron Survivor Challenge. And honestly, she was definitely my pick. And I really believe that she's going to be the one to dethrone Mandy Rose. I think it's bound to happen. And who knows? Maybe we'll get this match at NXT Vengeance Day, which will be in Charlotte, North Carolina. I'll be there. Or at least I plan on being there. So, hey. Looking forward to that. But overall, it was a pretty good match. I felt like these ladies did really well. And once Roxanne Perez got that second fall, she pretty much played keep away. So to speak. Long enough for when the clock hit 25 minutes, she held on to the victory. Of course, Cora Jade was pretty pissed. Zoe Stark was pretty pissed. But if I remember correctly, Roxanne Perez got the pinfalls over. One was over Zoe Stark and the other was over Cora Jade. So definitely thought that was really good. And then next up, we had a singles match. We had Isla Dawn versus Alba Fire, a.k.a. Kaylee Ray. This match was alright. I mean, the only thing that was kind of weird was that, Alba Fire hit the Swanton Bomb on Isla Dawn, and then the refs started puking up this black goo. I guess was supposed to be like poison of some sort. And it was just really weird. But, one could say that pretty much, I guess, a spell from Isla Dawn was cast on the ref at some point, and all of a sudden he was puking up this black goo. Like, I guess that's supposed to be poison. But aside from that, and Isla Dawn taking advantage, I mean, picking up the victory. I mean, aside from that happening, it really wasn't too crazy of a match. It wasn't too crazy of a match, but it's definitely not over between these two ladies, which is kind of interesting, being that both ladies are from Scotland. But just thought I'd point that out. But it was an all right match. I mean, I can't say it was anything special, but it was an all right match. Like I said, their rivalry's not over. It won't be over probably for a bit. So we'll see what happens in that storyline as it continues to progress. Next up, we had the NXT Tag Team Championships as Pretty Deadly defended the titles against the New Day. I gotta be honest with y'all. I mean, the New Day did pick up the victory, hitting the up, up, down, down. My thing is, did they really need these tag titles? I mean, I guess historically they're now Triple Crown tag team champs, but it's like, I just feel like there's so many tag teams that could be showcased at getting this opportunity to win these titles. I just feel like it really comes down to, the match was good. Don't get me wrong, the match was good. The match was good, but I just felt like this booking just like, okay, it just makes it seem like they got nothing for the New Day on the main roster now ever since losing to the Usos. So, hey, let's just put the NXT tag titles on them now. That's what this just feels like. And, it's not to look down on the New Day. I like the New Day. They're a great tag team, great stable with Big E, but it's just, my thing was, did they really need these tag titles? Did they really need these tag titles? And the crazy thing is, I don't even like Pretty Deadly. But I don't know. I just feel like there could have been other tag teams that could have been more worthy to seize this opportunity. But I guess the only thing that I can see this is that it's to help put over other teams and help give other teams a chance to take on, I guess you would say, the legendary New Day and really get some more exposure. So, I mean, I guess that's really all I could see in this. But it's just kind of a bummer that it had to come to this. You know what I mean? It's just kind of a bummer. But overall, it was a good match. It was a good match overall. Okay, next up we had the men's Iron Survivor Challenge. All right, and the 5 competitors for this match were Axiom, Carmelo Hayes, J.D. McDonough, Grayson Waller, and Joe Gacy. So the first 2 that started off this match were J.D. McDonough and Axiom. And then up next was Carmelo Hayes, then Joe Gacy, I believe, and then I believe Grayson Waller was last. Or actually, no. I think Joe Gacy came out last, actually. So, it was crazy. Everybody except J.D. McDonough got at least 2 falls. It was really crazy. Like, I was really surprised. Because, with the women, everybody except for Kiana James got at least a fall. But the men's, they really took it up a notch. But okay, so it was Joe Gacy last. Okay. So it was J.D. McDonough, Axiom, Carmelo Hayes, Grayson Waller, Joe Gacy. And the crazy thing with with Grayson Waller, he got 2 pinfalls back to back, like in succession. So he really got the jump in this match. And there was even a segment with Axiom and JD McDonough brawling in the penalty box. And it was just very action-packed. I felt like this was a lot more action-packed compared to the Women's Iron Survivor Challenge, but both matches were still pretty good. But with the final score of Grayson Waller with 3, Axiom with 2, Joe Gacy with 2, and like I said, Carmelo Hayes had 2, JD McDonough had 0. Grayson Waller wins the Iron Survivor Challenge for the men. I figured it was going to be a heel. I mean, after all, Axiom was pretty much the only face in this match. You know, that's one thing I couldn't help but notice, was that Axiom was the only face in this match. So he was really at quite the disadvantage, I guess one could say. But Grayson Waller ended up getting the victory, and that means both Roxanne Perez and Grayson Waller earn title shots. Of course, Roxanne Perez gets a chance to challenge for the NXT Women's Championship, as Grayson Waller gets a chance to challenge for the NXT Championship. So, congratulations to those two. And then we had a banger of a main event. That was the NXT Championship match, as Apollo Crews challenged Braun Breaker. Definitely both these men put on a clinic, back and forth. I mean, for a while it seemed very evenly matched. But despite it being back and forth for as long as it was, and both men showcasing power and agility, I mean, pretty much both of them could mimic each other. I mean, Braun Breaker has a lot of lift on his jumps, as well as Apollo Crews. I mean, these two could pretty much mimic each other. But solid match between both these guys. Definitely enjoyed it. But Braun Breaker was able to hit the spear and was able to pick up the 1, 2, 3 and retain the NXT Championship. But just not too long after he secured the victory, Grayson Waller rolls into the ring and hits that stunner on Braun Breaker, sending a message now as the new #1 contender. But yeah, overall pretty good show. Like I said, only 5 matches, but you know, the 2 Iron Survivor matches were really the longest. You know, both being 25-minute matches, so that really dragged out the show as expected. But overall, it was an alright pay-per-view or premium live event. But you know what? I'm thinking, here's hoping that those title shots will happen. Pardon me. That those title shots will happen at NXT Vengeance Day in February. You know, maybe one of them will happen sooner than that, but honestly, I hope they wait until NXT Vengeance Day, mainly because it's going to be in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I plan on going. So we'll see. But overall, favorite matches, I'd have to say the main event, Braun Breaker, Apollo Crews, definitely was awesome. And I mean, both Iron Survivor Challenge matches were pretty entertaining. So those are probably my main 3 out of the whole show, you know. But overall, not bad. Not bad. But that's pretty much all that I have. Let me know what y'all thought. What did y'all think about NXT Deadline? Let me know what you thought about the matches. What did you think about the outcomes? We had one title change, which was the NXT Tag Team Champions. I mean, there were only 2 titles on the line this whole show, but one title change. But yeah, let me know what y'all thought. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell while you're at it. Thank you so much for watching. For another Pro Wrestling Talk, Brought to you by Blitzball Chat Gaming here on the U to the Tube. I'm your host, Jason Ingram, and I will see y'all in the next video. Peace out. Love y'all.